Welcome to TSL, the Sales Life. I'm your host, Marsh, Buice, and today, man, we're going to talk about a little sales strategy, layering in your nose. Because as a salesperson, man, you may have, we're always taught, man, counter different objections, and based on your experiences, based on the conversation, you may have different ways, different ideas to counter the objection of, I want to hold off, I'm not ready to move forward, whatever. But if you dump all of those ideas all at once, man, it loses its effectiveness, and the customer only has to say no one time. So today we're going to talk about layering in your nose. That way it gives you a little bit more impact, a little bit more effectiveness, just a different way of doing your sales strategy. So let's roll out with today's episode. So even though, man, you may feel that your customer is stalling, they're saying they want to hold off, and you have different ideas, different ways for your customer to actually look at it. You've got to learn how to layer in your nose. Even though you have a head full of steam, you have a basket full of different countermeasures. If you put all your eggs in one basket, if you put them all there at once, then the customer only has to say no one time. So you have to remember, man, your customer already has a no in the chamber. There's already a no. No matter what you offer, they're gonna say no to. So when you find a customer that is stalling, layer in your nose, stagger those no's out. So for instance, the other day, man, I had a guy that came in, he had a lawsuit. He had a lawsuit coming. He said, look, when my lawsuit settles out, it's basically done. They're about 30 days out. Then I'm gonna come back and buy this truck. Layer in your nose. So when the customer says, no, I wanna hold off, I wanna wait until I get my lawsuit, the first one, man, put the first one in the chamber. The first one is look, why don't you set up the financing and then pay it off once you get your money in? No. I knew they were going to say no. Then you follow up, layer in your next no. Well, why don't we do this? Being that your lawsuit is about settled out, why don't you have your attorney advance you the money and take the proceeds out of all of your funds once everything settles out? Would that be an option for you? No. Then follow up with the third one. Layer in that third no, which is, tell you what, you're 30 days out from everything being settled. Let's set up the financing. I have banks that actually will delay your payments for 90 days. So in that 30 days, you'll have your money, but you still have another 60 days before payments even due. That way you can start enjoying the benefits of the truck. You take advantage, full advantage of all the incentives, and bro, you're rolling in it today. Many times, man, the customer all of a sudden, because you layered in the nose, it gives them different ideas. And this is just an example. You can layer in your nose about anything. The first no is right off the bat. So they're no, but then all of a sudden the second one wakes them up a little bit. The third makes them reconsider even more. So, but you've got to layer those things in versus just dumping it on them all at once. Your customer may say no to all 3 or 4 of those ideas, but they may even say yes.